The unprovoked strike. The morning shift aboard Terran Research Station Olympus began like any other. Commander Sarah Chen stood in the observation deck, watching Jupiter's great red spot swirl through the reinforced viewing panels. 3,000 of humanity's brightest minds lived and worked on this massive orbital platform, pushing the boundaries of science and technology further than ever before. "Commander, you need to see this immediately." Dr. Marcus Webb's voice crackled through the communication system. His excitement was barely contained as Chen made her way to Laboratory 7. Webb stood before a holographic display showing complex energy readings. His gray hair was disheveled from hours of work, but his eyes sparkled with discovery. "Sarah, we've done it. We've cracked the quantum vacuum energy extraction. This could power entire planets with technology no bigger than a building." Chen studied the data streams flowing across multiple screens. The implications were staggering. Unlimited clean energy would revolutionize human civilization. No more energy wars, no more scarcity, no more limits to human expansion across the galaxy. "Marcus, this is incredible. When can we begin practical testing?" Chen asked, her mind already racing through the possibilities. "Give me 2 weeks for safety protocols. Then we can power the entire station with a device the size of a coffee table," Webb replied, his hands dancing across the control interface. Neither of them noticed the subtle distortion in space beyond Jupiter's orbit. The Zephyrian Empire's stealth technology was far more advanced than anything humans had imagined possible. Prince Vextar stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching these primitive creatures through long-range scanners. The Zephyrians were an ancient warrior race, their violet skin and elongated skulls marking them as one of the galaxy's dominant species. They had conquered 47 star systems through superior technology and ruthless efficiency. To them, humans were nothing more than upstart primitives who had barely learned to leave their homeworld. "Prince Vextar, the energy readings from their station are increasing exponentially," reported his science officer, a nervous creature with 6 arms and compound eyes. Vextar's purple lips curled into a cruel smile. "So these monkeys have discovered something interesting. No matter. We will take their research and eliminate them before they become a nuisance to the Empire." The prince had received explicit orders from Emperor Corvesh himself. Human expansion was growing too rapidly for comfort. Several outer colonies had been established near Zephyrian space, and the Empire's strategy was always the same: eliminate potential threats before they mature. "Activate the attack formation. I want this over quickly," Vextar commanded. 20 Zephyrian warships shimmered into existence around Research Station Olympus. Their sleek, predatory designs spoke of advanced engineering and centuries of warfare. Each vessel bristled with plasma weapons capable of melting through the strongest human armor. On the station, alarms began screaming as sensors detected the massive energy signatures surrounding them. Commander Chen rushed to the command center, her heart pounding as tactical displays showed the impossible situation. "Unknown vessels, this is Commander Sarah Chen of Terran Research Station Olympus. We are a civilian facility conducting peaceful research. Please identify yourselves and state your intentions," she broadcast on all frequencies. Prince Vextar's response came as a cold electronic voice through universal translators. "Humans of this station, you have trespassed into Zephyrian space and developed technology beyond your permitted level. Surrender immediately and prepare for interrogation. Resistance will result in total destruction." Chen's blood ran cold. The arrogance in the alien's voice was matched only by the obvious threat. She had 3,000 civilian researchers under her protection, including families with children. The station's defensive systems were designed for asteroid impacts and solar storms, not military attack. "We are in neutral space conducting legal research under galactic law. We have no weapons and pose no threat to anyone," Chen replied, desperately hoping for reason. Vextar laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Galactic law exists only for species worthy of recognition. You are insects who have learned to fly too high. This is your only warning." Dr. Webb appeared at Chen's side. his face pale with fear. "Sarah, I've activated the emergency beacon to Earth. The quantum communication array is sending everything. Our research, the tactical situation, everything." Chen nodded grimly. If they were going to die, at least Earth would know who killed them and why. "All hands, this is the commander. Prepare for emergency evacuation. This is not a drill. All civilian personnel to the escape pods immediately." The station erupted into controlled chaos as 3,000 people moved through evacuation procedures they had hoped never to use. Parents grabbed children. Scientists abandoned decades of research, and engineers shut down critical systems to prevent catastrophic failure. Prince Vextar watched the scurrying humans with amusement. Look how they panic like prey animals. Fire a warning shot across their station. Let them understand their helplessness. A single plasma beam lanced out from the Lid Zephyrian vessel, striking the station's outer ring. The impact vaporized an entire section, containing the hydroponics bays and recreational facilities. Atmosphere rushed out into space in a brilliant cloud of ice crystals and debris. The station shuddered as internal bulkheads sealed automatically, but the message was clear. The aliens could destroy them at will. Chen watched the evacuation progress on her screens. 60% complete, but not fast enough. "Please, we are evacuating. Give us time to clear the civilian population," Chen transmitted. "Your time is over," Vextar replied coldly. "All vessels, open fire. Leave no survivors." 20 Zephyrian warships unleashed their full firepower simultaneously. Hundreds of plasma beams, quantum torpedoes, and disruptor rays converged on Research Station Olympus. The station's shields collapsed within seconds, overwhelmed by energies that could melt asteroids. Commander Chen was thrown to the deck as explosions tore through the station's superstructure. Emergency lighting flickered as power systems failed. She pulled herself up, blood streaming from a head wound, and saw the tactical display showing complete devastation. Entire sections of the station simply vanished, consumed by alien weapons. The beautiful research laboratories where humanity's best minds had worked became expanding clouds of superheated gas. The residential areas where families had made their homes became tombs of twisted metal and vacuum. "Sarah, the quantum lab is gone. 20 years of research just gone," Webb gasped, clutching a broken arm. Chen helped him toward the nearest escape pod bay, but she could see they were too late. The station was breaking apart around them, its massive structure no match for advanced alien weapons. Through the viewing ports, she watched escape pods being systematically destroyed by Zephyrian fighters. "They're killing the evacuees," she whispered in horror. "They're murdering everyone." Dr. Webb's face hardened with a rage Chen had never seen before. "The emergency beacon got through. Earth knows what happened here. They know what these monsters did to us." A final explosion rocked their section of the station as the central power core overloaded. Chen and Webb were thrown into an escape pod as automated systems engaged, sealing them inside just as the bulkhead melted away. Their pod was one of only 12 that managed to launch successfully. From their tiny vessel, they watched Research Station Olympus die. The magnificent symbol of human achievement and peaceful exploration became an expanding sphere of wreckage and radiation. 3,000 brilliant minds, artists, engineers, and families, all murdered by an alien empire that saw humans as insects to be exterminated. Prince Vextar surveyed the destruction with satisfaction. The threat had been eliminated efficiently and completely. These humans would serve as an example to any other primitive species considering expansion beyond their proper boundaries. "Sir, we detected several emergency beacons that transmitted to the human homeworld before we could jam them," reported the communications officer. "Irrelevant," Vextar dismissed. "When Earth receives the message, they will understand the futility of resistance. The Zephyrian Empire has spoken. Begin returning to base." The alien fleet vanished as suddenly as it had appeared, leaving only debris and radiation where Olympus had stood. The few surviving escape pods drifted in the void, their occupants traumatized witnesses to humanity's first contact with galactic politics. On Earth, President Elena Rodriguez stood in the Emergency Command Center, watching the recovered footage from Olympus with growing horror and fury. The quantum beacon had transmitted everything: the unprovoked attack, the systematic murder of civilians, the casual destruction of humanity's greatest research achievement. Madam President, the footage is confirmed authentic. We've lost 3,000 civilians to an unprovoked alien attack, reported General Patricia Stone, her voice tight with controlled anger. Rodriguez's dark eyes burned with a cold fire as she watched children being vaporized by alien weapons. Her voice was steady, but carried the weight of absolute authority when she spoke. General Stone, activate the Prometheus Project immediately. Every hidden facility, every classified weapon, every secret we've kept from our own people. These aliens want to see what humans are capable of when threatened with extinction. They're about to learn that we are not the harmless researchers they murdered today. The president paused, her next words carrying the weight of history. As of this moment, humanity is at war. Earth's calculated response. Admiral James Harrison had spent 30 years preparing for a war he hoped would never come. Deep beneath the Colorado mountains, the Prometheus Command Center hummed with activity as humanity's most classified military project came online for the first time. The walls displayed tactical information that officially didn't exist: hidden shipyards throughout the solar system, advanced weapons that pushed the boundaries of known physics, and military technologies that had been developed in absolute secrecy for decades. Earth's governments had always known that first contact might not be peaceful. Admiral, all dark sites are reporting ready status. The Wraith fleet is prepared for deployment, reported Captain Lisa Martinez, her crisp uniform bearing no insignia that would identify her unit. Martinez had been selected from thousands of candidates for the Prometheus project. Her psychological profile showed the perfect combination of tactical brilliance, emotional control, and absolute dedication to protecting humanity. She had trained for 15 years in simulators that replicated conditions no human had ever experienced. Captain, brief me on the Wraith capabilities one more time, Harrison requested, studying the holographic displays showing Earth's hidden military assets. Sir, each Wraith-class vessel uses quantum phase technology to remain undetectable to all known sensor types. Our weapons systems employ controlled antimatter reactions that can penetrate any shielding we've encountered in our intelligence gathering. Most importantly, our psychological warfare protocols are designed to break enemy morale through precise, calculated terror. Harrison nodded grimly. The Prometheus project had been developed based on captured alien technology and intercepted communications over the past 50 years. Humanity had known about the Zephyrian Empire and other galactic powers long before Olympus. The destruction of the research station was simply the first open act of aggression. The aliens made one critical mistake, Harrison continued. They assumed we were helpless because we appeared peaceful. They're about to learn that human beings are the most dangerous species in the galaxy when properly motivated. Dr. Alan Foster entered the command center carrying a sealed case containing humanity's newest weapon. His team had worked around the clock since receiving the Olympus footage, perfecting technology that would make the Zephyrians' plasma weapons look primitive. Admiral, the Requiem devices are ready for field testing. Each unit can destabilize matter at the quantum level across a 50-kilometer radius. When activated, enemy ships don't just explode. They simply cease to exist at the molecular level, Foster explained, his voice showing the weight of creating such devastating weapons. President Rodriguez appeared on the main screen via secure connection from Washington. Her face showed the strain of the past 72 hours, but her voice carried unwavering determination. Admiral Harrison, the world is watching. Every nation on Earth has committed their full resources to this response. The aliens wanted to send humanity a message about our place in the galaxy. We're going to send them a reply they'll never forget. Harrison saluted crisply. Madam President, Operation Payback is ready to commence. Captain Martins will lead Strike Group Alpha against 3 high-value Zephyrian targets simultaneously. The enemy will learn that humans don't just fight back. We fight smart. In the Zephyrian home system, Emperor Corvesh reviewed reports from Prince Vexstar with satisfaction. The destruction of the human research station had been efficient and complete. Intelligence suggested that Earth's military capabilities were centuries behind Zephyrian technology. Your Majesty, our analysts believe the humans will attempt some form of retaliation within the next few cycles. However, their weapons are kinetic projectiles and crude fusion devices. Our shields can easily deflect anything they might deploy, reported the Imperial Science Advisor. Kordash's violet features showed amusement. Let them come. When their primitive warships are destroyed, the survivors will understand the futility of challenging the Empire. Perhaps we will keep a few as specimens for our research facilities. The Emperor had no way of knowing that human intelligence had been monitoring Zephyrian communications for decades. Every military base, every supply route, every weakness in their empire had been catalogued and analyzed. The attack on Olympus had simply provided the justification humanity needed to act. Captain Martinez stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Retribution, the lead vessel of Strike Group Alpha. Around her, 12 Wraith-class ships prepared to demonstrate human military capabilities for the first time. The crew wore expressions of cold professionalism, each person motivated by the images of murdered civilians from Olympus. All ships report ready status, Captain. Quantum phase drives are online, and we remain undetectable to enemy sensors, reported Lieutenant Commander Sarah Park, the tactical officer. Target Package Alpha is the Zephyrian mining operation at Kepler 442. 2 million alien civilians and their military escort. Target Package Beta is their forward military base at Wolf 359. Target Package Gamma is their supply depot at Vega. We hit all 3 simultaneously in 14 minutes, Martins announced. The bridge crew acknowledged their orders with quiet efficiency. They understood the stakes. Humanity's survival depended on proving that the species could defend itself against galactic predators. The aliens had started this war by murdering innocent researchers. Earth would finish it. Captain, receiving final authorization from Prometheus Command. You are cleared to engage, came Admiral Harrison's voice through the quantum communication system. Martinez took a deep breath and spoke the words that would change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. All ships, commence Operation Payback. Show them what happens when you murder human civilians. The Wraith fleet engaged their quantum phase drives and vanished from normal space, traveling faster than light toward their targets. The Zephyrians had no sensors capable of detecting the approaching human vessels. Their first warning would be the complete destruction of their military installations. At the Kepler 442 mining operation, Zephyrian workers extracted rare minerals from 3 asteroid facilities. The operation was protected by 6 warships of the Imperial fleet, their commanders confident that no enemy could approach undetected through their sensor networks. The first indication of attack came when Zephyrian sensors detected massive energy signatures appearing at point-blank range. The human ships materialized around the mining operation like deadly ghosts, their sleek black hulls reflecting no light. Unknown vessels, identify yourselves immediately or face destruction, transmitted the Zephyrian fleet commander, his voice carrying the arrogance of assumed superiority. Captain Martinez's response was broadcast on all frequencies in perfect Zephyrian. This is Captain Lisa Martins of the Terran Defense Force. You murdered 3,000 human civilians at Research Station Olympus. Today, you learn the price of spilling human blood. The Zephyrian commander's laughter was cut short as the human ships opened fire. Requiem devices activated across the mining operation, their quantum disruption fields tearing apart matter at the molecular level. The alien warships didn't explode. They simply dissolved into component atoms as their hull integrity failed catastrophically. The mining stations suffered the same fate. 2 million Zephyrian civilians watched in terror as their installations began disintegrating around them. Emergency systems failed as the basic laws of physics were temporarily suspended within the disruption fields. Within minutes, the entire operation ceased to exist. Similar attacks occurred simultaneously at Wolf 359 and Vega. The Zephyrian military base was eliminated before they could send a distress signal. The supply depot and its defenders vanished into quantum foam. In the span of 20 minutes, humanity announced its presence on a galactic stage with devastating effectiveness. Emperor Corvish received the first reports with disbelief that quickly turned to rage. 3 major installations destroyed, 12 Imperial warships eliminated, and over 3 million Zephyrian citizens dead. The impossible had happened. The primitive humans had struck back with weapons that defied known physics. How is this possible? Our intelligence indicated they barely possessed fusion technology. The Emperor snarled at his advisors. Your Majesty, the human weapons appear to manipulate matter at the quantum level. This technology should not exist for a species at their development stage. We may have seriously underestimated their capabilities, replied the trembling science advisor. Prince Vexstar stood before his emperor, his violet features pale with shock. Sire, I don't understand how they could have developed such weapons so quickly. The research station I destroyed was conducting basic energy experiments, not military research. Perhaps, Corvish said slowly, we were meant to see only what they wanted us to see. Perhaps these humans are far more dangerous than we believed possible. On Earth, the successful strikes were received with grim satisfaction. The aliens had learned that humanity would not accept the murder of innocents without consequences, but Admiral Harrison knew this was only the beginning. The Zephyrian Empire would respond with their full military might, and Earth needed to be ready. Captain Martinez, excellent work. Return to base for resupply and rearmament. The enemy will escalate, and we need to be prepared for their counterattack, Harrison commanded. President Rodriguez addressed the world that evening, her words broadcast to every nation and colony. Today, humanity proved that we will not be victims. The aliens who attacked our civilians have learned that Earth protects its own. But this war is far from over. We must stand united against those who would see our species enslaved or extinct. The galaxy had changed. Word of humanity's devastating counterattack spread through interstellar communication networks. Other alien species began reassessing their assumptions about the primitive humans from Sol. The Zephyrian Empire faced a terrible reality. They had awakened something far more dangerous than they ever imagined possible. In the depths of space, both sides prepared for a conflict that would determine whether humanity would take its place among the galactic powers or be wiped from existence entirely. The war had only just begun.